since dash strength doesn't have this whole field done yet, I decided to cut it off in the long rows so that I could work on all the point rows and get all those planted and get all the little stuff done, so when he does get the long rows done, I can really hammer out some beans. So to do this, I've got that marker out and I've got that marker out. So I'll work both ways of this pass and should come out just right at the end, and I'll be able to work this way and take care of these point rows, and then when I go back that way, towards that way, I'll plant all the long rows. So kind of nice being able to throw both markers out at the same time and get dual marker tracks as you go, so you can work each way of them. And I come out perfect right here because the driveway is where I shut my seed off on the inrows, so that dash strength could go ahead and finish that part of the field. So at least this is just soybeans. It's not like it's corn, so if the rows don't come out perfect, what's it gonna matter? Just as long as there's no blank spots or anything like that. So kind of the fun part about planting beans is you don't have to worry about putting anhydrous on them or anything. You know, you just plant them and let them grow. And when it comes to spraying them, it doesn't matter if there's rows or not. So, because tire's not going to fit down a 15-inch row anyways. So, anyways, now I can work from here towards the woods and just plant all the point rows, and it's better than just sitting around and doing nothing. So I'm going to keep planting. So I'm planting along. All of a sudden, 49.55, the stoplight goes on in the dash. I look down, it says engine oil pressure. My heart sinks. I got a bad feeling about this. So I run to Napa and I grabbed a universal oil pressure testing kit. So I'm going to run back and I'm going to check the oil pressure on it and see what's going on. It's running way too good to not have oil pressure. So kind of just, I'm hoping it's a sending unit, because last night while I was planting, the stoplight flashed, but I didn't catch what light came on, and it came on momentarily and went out and didn't come on after that. So fingers crossed it's just the sending unit's junk and it's not a major issue. So I'm going to go get my dad real quick. We're going to go back to the field. We're going to hook up this pressure testing kit and see what happens. So I just don't have time for this right now. Hopefully it's something simple like the oil sending unit or just an electrical glitch in the dash. But with my luck today, it's probably something major. And I don't have time to overhaul a tractor right now. Probably have to go just rent one and do that somehow. So we'll see what happens. Well, I got some good news. Just got off the phone with John Deere mechanic, one of my favorite mechanics, and talking to him about the oil pressure problem. He said don't panic. He said the 6466 was one of the most reliable engines that John Deere ever built. And he said chances are, given the symptoms, it's probably just the sending unit's bad. They are known to have sending unit issues, and when the sending unit goes bad, it kicks the light on. So it definitely said go check it with a manual gauge just to make sure it's got 50 to 60 pounds of oil pressure. And if it's got that, go ahead and run it the rest of the night, and come in the morning and get a sending unit and swap it out, and you'll be all good again. So I'm still going to go pick Dad up because he needs a ride anyways. So I'm going to go get him. We're going to go back, throw this manual gauge on it, and check the oil pressure. If I got oil pressure, I'm going to plant some beans. So we'll see what happens. And I got this good feeling that motor's running way too good to be an issue. Them tractors did have camshaft issues, cam gear issues, and it would cause loss of oil pressure, but it hasn't skipped a beat all day. It's been running really good, so I don't think that's the issue. So I am going to check it and see what's going on, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's just the sending unit, because I don't want to overhaul a motor right now. I don't have time for that. So we'll see. Well, my worst fear was confirmed. It's not the sending unit. It don't have oil pressure. So I'm going to go get the Bobcat, get the air seeder unhooked, and we're going to take it home. So much for planting beans the rest of the day. Time to go rescue the 4955. My dad and Dad's strength are going to get the semi and lowboy. I'm getting the Bobcat. We're going to use the Bobcat to unhook the air seeder because we do not want to run it anymore, because after hooking up the manual gauge, she has absolutely no engine oil pressure. So to prevent more issues, we're going to put it in the tow position on the power shift, and we are going to pull it to the trailer and probably drag it up on the trailer with the 8640 and bring it home and pull the oil pan off and see what's going on. We're thinking it's just the engine oil pump. We think it may have locked up and stripped the teeth off of it. Hopefully it didn't hurt the crankshaft any. So we're going to get her home, get her tore down, and see what happened. So I gotta get my stands for the air seeder and get this loaded on the trailer and go get us a tractor home. So I definitely do not want to tear it apart outside where it's at, because they're calling for a bunch of rain and I just don't want to do it out in the rain. So I'm gonna get some fuel in the Bobcat real quick and then we're gonna head out. Okay, so I got the Bobcat here now, and I'm going to show you how you put this tractor in the tow position. The 4955s, 55 series, 50 series, and I believe the 40 series power shift all go in the tow position the same way. So all you got to do is come under here, and I've already got this pin partially popped out of its hole, but you take this pin, slide it out, and you move it towards the back of the tractor, and it clicks in. Now this tractor is in the tow position and it's ready to pull. Do not try to move this tractor with that in the run position. It will tear up the power shift in them. So we got that done. I got all my monitor stuff unhooked, the hoses unhooked, and now we're going to get the 3-point hitch unhooked. So I'm going to have to pick this up, put the stands under it, and we'll be able to get it unhooked. So I got everything unhooked. I got it rolled forward. It will roll. It's in the tow position. You also have to take it out of the park spot in the power shift too. So I got this one hose to get unhooked, and I can't figure out why it won't come unhooked. It's from my markers. It's kind of strange. It's stuck in there. So Dad's bringing the semi out now. We're going to get the neck off the trailer and pull it up on the trailer. So now, hopefully, Bobcat will drag it right up on the trailer. If not, we got the 8640 sitting over there on standby. So, as easy as it pulls, it should pull right up on there. We'll see what happens. Well, that was easy. Pushed it right up on the trailer. That's all I got. Okay. And home we go. That was easy enough. Gotta get the truck hooked back to it, and away we're going. We're out of here. So, hopefully it's just an oil pump. It's sad to see my planter sitting there all by itself, but what do you do? So I'm gonna get the truck hooked back together and we're gonna head out of here. Well, there goes my planter tractor. A sad end of the day. We'll go home, we'll fix it, won't we? Yeah. We like doing this kind of stuff. This is fun. This is YouTube content right here. Let's go rebuild a 6466 and do it in like 2 hours. Okay, let's load up and get out of here. split fork, or bobcat fork, put it right there on a quick hitch, right on the hook, and shove it right in the shop. Until you slip off, poke a fork through tire, but I'm not going to do that. So, we're almost in the shop now. Well, we got the tractor home, got it in the shop, went well. Dad's strength's going to pull the oil plug out of the drain, or out of the pan, and see if any chunks or anything falls out. So that's a Napa hydraulic bucket oil, or hydraulic oil bucket, I should say. Kind of tired, I'm getting everything mixed up tonight. But anyways, there was a mouse turd in the hydraulic oil bucket. Huh?
In the bucket.
Yeah, there was a mouse turd in there, and we just got that bucket new today. Well, so far I don't see any water or chunks of shit, so we'll have to investigate this further. So, we're going to stick my bore scope up in the pan of the tractor and see if we can see the back pump gear to see if the teeth are missing, or if we can see what's going on in there before we pull the pan off. Handy dandy, this is like 60 bucks on Amazon, so let's see if it works good. We've used this once already. So in order to drop the oil pan to get to the oil pump, we have to take our front drive shaft out. We have to take this cast piece out, haul out, that helps hold the front axle. We have to take this piece off, which is for your front wheel assist. And we have to drain this housing, which you've got to have a big pan because you'll get 7 or 8 gallon out right at the moment, but it'll sit here and drain all night. So you'll end up with a lot of oil in that pan by morning. So Dad, Strength, and I are going to start tearing all this off, getting that drive shaft out, and then we will be able to drop this pan straight down and it'll come out of the tractor. Seems like a big job, but it's not too bad really. So we're going to get started on all this. I've got the oil draining, and we're going to tear down and get to that oil pump, see what's going on in there. So we got the front drive shaft out, front drive shaft cover. The big cast piece that helps stabilize the front axle, it's out. That's pretty heavy, so be careful if you ever take one out. So, drive shaft's out, all out. So now we're going to work on taking this piece out for the front wheel assist. We're going to take that out, and we are almost there to be able to take the pan off. Actually, this is not a bad job at all, really. So, right?
We're not to the hard part.
No?
That right there.
That's not the hard part. The hard part, I think, was taking a big cast piece out. So I dropped it right on my femur. Huh? Well, the drive shaft bolts were a little hard to get out. I had to heat them just a little bit to get them out and rattle them with the air hammer. So, but we'll have the pan off tonight. So we're about to take this piece off. Oh no, he's got my big hammer. There's dirt falling. It's loose, it's loose, it's loose. So, let the oil drain out of it. This is what actually controls your front wheel assist. It all happens inside there. And make sure if you do this, to hold this shaft out. Don't let that shaft fall in because there's sealing rings on there and you'll have to reseal that if you let that shaft fall in.
You have to cage it.
So it's a good thing to keep it out with just a piece of angle iron and a bolt. That's all it really requires, and that's a metric hole. So we're going to take this piece out, and then we should be able to drop the pan, right? Yeah, we'll be able to pull the pan down and see what's going on in there. Get her in there and root around with a stick and see if we can't figure out what the hell's going on. So hopefully this isn't main bearings and everything else. My poor planter tractor. Oh well.
Use it.
Good YouTube content, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Be dull if we didn't.
It'd be dull if we didn't, you're right. We live for this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
When I got out of bed this morning, I said I'm going to drop the oil pan on a 4955 as soon as my feet hit the ground.
Well, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I probably should have. That's right.
Where's the, is that 14?
Yeah.
All I see is
So
spots.
we got the pan off, and we're going to pull the oil pump out now. The gear looks fine, but that don't mean the shaft's not broke inside the oil pump. So we're going to pull that oil pump off and see what's going on there. But everything looks good, so it's not like it's been ran without oil. I caught it in time when I shut it off, so that's a good thing. We got the oil pump pulled out now, and we got it on the bench. We're going to investigate, see if there's anything in there that's causing this issue. But there's no metallic stuff in the oil pan. There's no pieces, there's no nothing, so not sure what's going on yet. Thought if the shaft was broken, the oil pump, that it would just slide right out, but it acts like when you turn it that there's resistance there. So we're gonna tear into it and see if we can figure out what's going on. Stick your finger in there. Oh, don't have to worry about chewing your finger off. So it looks like to us that these gears are just pressed on, and that's all that holds them. So last night, I suppose, when the light came on for momentarily, it could have spun and lost oil pressure and then locked up again and pulled again. It's just kind of strange that it spun last night, but it didn't completely spin and lose oil pressure until, well, I had what, 20 acres planted before this happened today? So I'm just glad it didn't happen out on the road, on the long road trip to this farm. That would have kind of sucked. Nowhere to leave the air seeder. Now it's stuck on there. Still spins though. Drive it on there and tack weld it and we'll put it back together. No, we're not doing that. We're going to go buy a new pump tomorrow. So that concludes this episode of Dirt, Grain, and Steel. This one's over. We got to what we were looking for. So if you like this, give me a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. So tomorrow we'll get the parts, we'll put the tractor back together, and I can go back to planting.